We're live. Yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome to the Chill Tech Podcast, episode 4. Yo, so it's been a while. I'm so sorry for the long waits. We've been, going ahead and changing up some new things. We have new people on the Chill Tech Studios, and we're about to bring you more videos all the time. We're about to give you better quality podcasts. We have the little banners and things at the bottom. Things look pretty cool. So yeah, man, this is what's up. This is super dope. With me, you have my producer. We have Grant the Fox. What's up, Grant?
Hey guys.
Woo! And then we have one of the new people that joined Chill Tech recently, Carlo Navarro. What's up, Carlo?
What's going on, man? It's a pleasure being here.
Yo, yeah, it's a pleasure having you here, man. And dude, this is about to be like some real serious business, dude. Because we have the Apple guy on board calling us Apple Love. What's up, man?
Oh man, I'm gonna
Wait, hold on. You like Apple?
Yeah, I love Apple.
Jovon, no, we're not going to get along together.
This is great. This is great.
Oh man.
So, what's up with everyone's week? How's everyone's week been? It's like, what is it today? Today is Thursday at 6 o'clock. We're like 15 minutes late for our show, probably, right?
Yeah,
probably
pretty much.
I know. What can I say?
Man, it's almost Friday.
Right?
Everybody should be in a good mood.
Grant, what's up, dude?
Well, actually a lot. Just recently on Vine, I finally hit 1 million loops after a couple months.
Hey.
Thank you. No, but I'm pretty excited about that, and also along with that came 13,000 followers. So I'm finally starting to get my name out there.
Oh man.
you're OD with that button.
I know, right?
Doing big things, man.
Yeah.
Big things, man.
And
That is great.
Yeah, but I'm glad to see that people are starting to acknowledge that some of these vines actually are funny, and they're starting to play along with it, So,
hey, is it possible to get one of those vines up here right now? Can we do that?
Yeah, sure. Which one I got? Let me pull up a tab here.
You want to screen share?
Yeah, in the meantime, why don't you guys go ahead and keep talking while I find one.
All right, so he finds one. Carlo, you're the newest member, dude. So tell me a little bit about yourself. Not me, I know you. But tell the audience about yourself. What's up, Carlo?
Well, I'm just a fun-loving, Apple-loving son of a gun, man. Nah, I'm just messing, man. I'm open to everything.
You open to everything, man?
Yeah.
Everything but Android, right?
Yeah. Everything that's Apple.
Hey, so tell me, like what made Apple, what made you go to Apple?
Just simplicity, like easy to use. Everybody can use it.
That's the point.
I don't know. Google's too complicated.
Really? I love.
I mean, I got it. I get it, but I don't know. It's too laggy for me, I guess.
Too laggy? Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
we're gonna get so cheap now. Oh my goodness. Oh, have you tried Lollipop? Have you tried Lollipop on like a modern Android phone?
Actually, no, I haven't. I mean,
see, that's that. If you try,
the closest I get to Android is probably watching you use your phone.
How does it look? Does it look laggy to you?
It looks pretty, but I don't know, man. I don't use it 24/7. I can't tell.
Well, how about this? We're gonna one day we're gonna make you use like Android Lollipop for like a week, and that's gonna be like your daily driver. We're gonna see how you deal with that.
All right, you know what? I'm down.
You down with that?
Sure. Yeah.
That's what's up, man. We should do that definitely. So we have one of Grant's vines, man. What you gonna show me, man?
15 days ago, almost got 20,000 loops. It's not anything huge, but it's something that I take pride in. So here we go. This is me, of course, being the white guy, having no skill in basketball. So, so just go ahead and watch what happens. He jukes me out. I'm all the way down in the hallway.
Oh, that's
Wait, I've seen this. I've seen this on Twitter.
Yeah, so basically,
Oh, that's cool.
I just saw one today that someone actually copied our idea on the Vine, and that's kind of cool, but also kind of mean at the same time. They didn't give me any credit at all. It was kind of my idea about that, but I knew how bad I was in basketball, so I was like, you know what? Some of these guys get crossed over so bad. I want to really exaggerate it, so I ended up going down the hall, going to the library, picking up a book. This is pretty interesting.
Oh man, Chris Paul.
How to play basketball 101, So Yeah, but I got around 20,000 loops. It's 15 days ago. Not bad.
That's not bad at all, man. Yeah, that's actually really dope, son. That's really cool, man. And like I said, you guys, don't forget to show Grant some love, man. He makes some really good vines, so you're not wasting your time. Go ahead and check Grant out at Grant the Fox on a Vine. Yeah. So, hey, Grant, speaking of, I know you do like you do the little, what's it called? Vine flips. They're like 7 or 6 seconds, whatever.
Right.
But will you ever plan on doing anything bigger, like any like longer videos, like on Instagram or anything like that?
So social media related?
Hmm?
Social media related? Probably, yeah. We actually just won first place for a film festival in Howard County. See that?
Oh, wow.
Wow. And it was a short film we made, which I can put that link to, or just in the chat so they can go watch it. But basically,
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, I love creating videos, and I'm trying to find maybe a career somewhere in film, and if not film, maybe medical.
That's dude. Well, one of the other guys in our Chill Tech Studios, Matt, he does producing too. So that, you guys are gonna hit it big one day, man. Make sure don't forget about me. Yeah, don't forget about me.
All right, Jovon, I'll keep that in mind while I'm strolling along in my Lambo.
So that's horrible.
Oh, man.
So in our podcast, we're trying to do something a little bit new. So before we go into our meat of today's topics. I want to tell you guys about our new mini-series we're doing. So we're going to start doing these mini-series that are going to be, like, I think 2 to 3 segments within each podcast in a row. And we're going to talk about a huge or a popular topic that everyone wants to talk about that we could actually dedicate a whole podcast to, but instead to keep people coming back for more, we're going to get little pieces by pieces. So for this starting mini-series, we're going to do everyone's fan favorite, which is computers versus consoles and gaming. So I know a lot of people, we have these. See, look at this guy already. Consoles, there's no way, dude. It's Apple and consoles. What's wrong with you, man? Apple and consoles? No, but like think about it. Like some people really don't know whether they should invest money into building a gaming computer or if they should invest in the latest or next generation console. So this is going to be I think a pretty interesting series that we're going to touch on today also. And to give you guys some education on it. So before you make your next purchase, you guys will feel more educated and ready to go. So, time to get started in the tech news.
Oh my gosh. I'm so done with you.
Oh my god.
I love it. This is so much fun. So, LG and Google may be in talks over a new Nexus. Now, I don't know about you guys. This is interesting news to me. It's not like super exciting because it's, LG already made 2 Nexus phones before. They made the Nexus 4 and the Nexus 5. But what do you guys think about this? What's up with LG and Google? And should we be excited for a new Nexus by them?
I want to hear his opinion first, and then I'll chime in.
I mean, I don't know, man. I'm not really an Android guy, so I don't really know too much. So you guys will have to enlighten me.
All right, so basically, they stick stock Android, which means there's no skin, there's no other alterations to the Android operating experience. Honestly, I'm really looking forward to something like the Nexus because they stick to stock. When you have something like this, there's not stock Android. It gets really, really slow over time, and it's just garbage out of the box, and everything's slow. So honestly, I like the Nexus. The only thing I don't like is how it doesn't have the removable anything. That's just me. Yeah. But if they do something different this time, if they do something to where it appeals to more people like myself that want removable battery, SD card, the whole works. There's a huge fan base of just this sort of thing where they remove the battery and remove the SD card. If they appeal to those sort of people, I would be excited about it. But honestly, you have the previous Nexus, and they don't really appeal to me that much. That's why I'm not very interested in it.
I don't like to. Everyone knows that I'm not a expandable storage guy because I use the cloud for everything. Battery is has been a Nexus concern if you use Nexus phones. The battery has been okay. It's on the level of iPhone, so it's not really that great. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but, the removable battery thing is not just for extended battery. I look at more of like, longevity. Oh my god, my phone is not working, it's not responding. If you have an iPhone, you're stuck, until the battery dies. But me, all I have to do is pop the battery out. That's a hardware kill switch. That's automatically turning the phone off. And then I can reboot it.
Mm-hmm.
I like having a lot of control over my phone.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not just...
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But based off of people like Samsung and stuff, I think people want less control off of their phones because now you have people like Samsung who make phones now with no removable backs and no...
Well, that's the S series. The Note series is going to stay with the removable back.
You think so? You
really
think so?
Yeah, they refer to their Notes as the power player or the power experience.
I would actually believe that Samsung, if the S6 sells what they're expecting to sell within the 20 millions in the first quarter or so, I do believe that that same exact phone plus an S Pen will be the Note. I really believe so. If it sells the way that it's supposed to sell, I mean, why not, right?
Ugh.
If you're Samsung, why not? Why?
Yeah, I feel that might go there. If they go down that route, they've lost a customer. I'm just going to say that right now. And I'd be really disappointed.
Carlo, have you seen the Galaxy S6 yet?
Yeah, they started making commercials, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I seen it. Kind of looks like an iPhone 6, basically.
He's so right. Oh man.
But hey, honest truth though, as an iPhone user, does it appeal to you?
To be honest, no.
Because it's not.
Because
it's not even what it does anymore.
I mean, my mom has
logo. Then
no, it's not even that. It's like my mom has a Samsung, and like, it's kind of crappy.
Yeah, that would be TouchWiz or TouchWiz.
Yeah, I don't know. That's just my opinion. It's a little laggy.
That would be TouchWiz, yeah. So basically, it's not running just stock Android. Like
it has that extra apps and all that stuff.
Yeah, the extra stuff it doesn't need.
The skins and the overlays and just all this extraness.
If you had something like a Nexus compared to an iPhone, there'd be no comparison. The Nexus would just blow the iPhone out of the water just by some of the specs and truly using the hardware to its fullest potential. So.
Well, that brings to the topic of the G4. Do you think your Nexus phone will be based off the G4 this year? Because I know the last two Nexus phones were based off of the G series. Like Nexus 5 was based off of the G2. LG didn't make a Nexus 6. That was made by Motorola, which was based off of the Moto X. If LG does make another Nexus phone, do you think it'd be based off of the G4? And if so, would you want it to be?
No. No to both.
Oh, okay.
The reason I say that is because, I think it's too early to say. I don't know. I'm gonna stay out of this one. I don't know.
What about you, Carlo? Have you played with any of the LG phones before? Like the LG Note or G flexible ones with the buttons on the back and stuff?
Nah, not really.
Not really. Yeah, I mean,
nah.
I never played with the G Flexes or the G3s, but I mean, as long as they don't put the buttons on the back, I don't really care. I'll take a Nexus.
That's one thing I was kind of iffy about. I kind of like this. I kind of like it on the back because that makes a lot more sense, right? You can just do like a selfie like that, or you can actually record or change the volume on the back. I think that kind of makes a little bit more sense.
I feel like
it's more ambidextrous to
missing the button.
See, I feel like I would miss it too much. Like for instance, when I had the HTC One M8, right, and I couldn't stand the phone just because the home button was on the same side as the volume rocker. I'm so used to having my phone because I've been spoiled by the Nexus, so I'm so used to having one side being the power button, one side being the volume button. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah, but look at them this way. They can also appeal to left-handed users because now everything's straight down the middle. It doesn't matter what hand you hold it with. It's just ambidextrous. So
okay. Well, shoot. Hey, okay. Look at that.
That's a good way to see it.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. So
and that's one thing really. Oh my gosh, that's one thing that irritated me so much with the Note Edge. It was only the right side, and if you're OCD, that will really piss you off.
Well, I'll tell you this though, based off because today's not one of the Edge topics today, but I do want to say one thing about the Edge. Now that you brought it up, that I was an advocate for it before. I like the whole idea of having like the Edge displays and stuff, but now that I actually seen some like real hands-on with the Galaxy S6 Edge, I think Edge displays are stupid. I don't know. Yeah, I lost all
Note Edge really. Okay, they actually made the Note Edge useful, but now the S6 is like a total gimmick. It's like, okay, well, who cares?
Yeah,
I've actually used the Note Edge in my hand. Like, I've actually used it. It actually is pretty cool. It's basically like an 04, but then you can have the runoff display. And this thing's really good at multitasking. Let me tell you. I mean, I had like the whole.
How long is the battery?
What?
How long is the battery on that one?
I think that's in the 3,000 milliamps, isn't it?
Yeah. I think it's like 32, 34. So it's probably like a day or two on heavy use. Like 2 to 3 days.
It has more.
iPhone.
Yeah, it had more than the. It had more than the Note 4 did, just because it had that extra side panel.
Yeah, man. So
let's talk about the OnePlus. This phone.
Yeah. So first of all, let's talk about all the people, including myself, who are upset by the fact that OnePlus said that they were going to release their new Oxygen OS mod or ROM for the phone on March 27th, and then they said CyanogenMod is going to launch their CM12S stock version of Android on March 31st. These dates have passed. It is now April 2nd, and there's been no update for anyone. Should the users be upset? Should the users care? Which one should, or should I say, which one should even matter? Should we care about the Oxygen OS or the Cyanogen OS? Or
well, very briefly, the people that aren't watching, give it a really quick run through what the OnePlus is and all of this stuff, you know what I mean?
The OnePlus is a phone made by a company called, or the OnePlus One is made by. Oh, sorry, this is so confusing. I hate their gimmick. Their name strategy is garbage. The One is a phone made by OnePlus, a Chinese manufacturer that works in conjunction with Oppo. Oppo makes some high-end Blu-ray players and things like that.
Yes, they do.
Phones. And they make this phone, which is a unlocked phone, no subsidy, off-contract device that allows you to experience Android with premium specs, premium hardware, and premium software at a low cost.
Right. So you're basically getting a premium phone without the price of one.
Right. So I got this phone for $350 with a 64 gig device, unlocked. It was wonderful, and they promised to say, their slogan is never settle for, meaning that you shouldn't have to settle for iPhones or Samsungs or Nexus that don't give you everything under the sun for a low cost, Right. And they promised timely updates, and for a while things were coming in well, and then somehow down the road, CyanogenMod, which was the maker of the operating system, or the fourth version of Android, or whatever you want to call it, the stock Android, they had a partnership with OnePlus supplying the OS. Somehow down the road they split up between things Micromax and other things that happen in India and other companies. Now it's a whole bunch of mess, right?
Okay.
Plus and they broke up. Now CyanogenMod still promised to update the OnePlus phone. They're just not going to be shipping any more OnePlus phones from the future with CyanogenMod built in. So OnePlus had to create their own ROM now and replace for CyanogenMod.
All right, so basically they made a promise and then it didn't hold through, basically.
And people are going crazy on Twitter. Like I saw the CyanogenMod CEO. He told everyone literally. He said, "Chill the f out." Like I never seen a CEO go so wild. It was ridiculous. Like
this is why
really?
these corporations and companies should really hold off on ETAs, because that just puts a lot of pressure and product doesn't come out the way they want it to come out.
Yeah.
I really think.
I kind of agree. Regardless of what company you are, if you were Apple, okay, Apple's the exception here. They could be years late and people would not hate them.
Yeah. Right. If you're not
regardless
Apple,
of who you are, besides Apple, you should not make a promise like that. If you know you can't hold it, or you know there's a possibility it might not come true.
Especially if they're not as big, because they probably don't have the manpower.
And that's a big point. Not a lot of people know about this. Not a lot of people know about the OnePlus One. I was like, what the hell is OnePlus One? Is that math? Is there a OnePlus One? So when you're small like that, you can't make a promise you can't keep like that.
So do you feel like the users, including myself, are we right to be upset, or should we be like, OnePlus One is a techie phone anyway? We should just root our device and install the Jamal lollipop nightlies. What do you
look at it more this way? They made a promise, and there's people making. I don't know what the word is. They're counteracting that promise, saying like, okay, well, because this is coming out, I might not buy this phone because the OnePlus One, the OnePlus One, will have the newer version of the OS that I want. So they don't buy that phone. They go to the OnePlus One version. The time comes, dude, where's my update? You know. So then they get mad, like I could have bought that phone. And they make compromises. That's the word I was looking for. They make compromises to settle for what they wanted, what they end up getting.
So I agree, and I'm pissed. I'm royally pissed. But seriously, I really am upset by the fact that they didn't, because I looked forward that entire day. Like that entire day, I was like, I had a hard time going to sleep. I woke up, started checking Google Plus, started checking Twitter. You know, hey, when's it coming out? Check out the forums, and they're like, yeah, sorry, we're not gonna come out today. You know, my bad. Here's 5 OnePluses for 5 random people. You know. I was like, all right, I didn't get a OnePlus. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I feel like the damage control was bad, and this just goes to show you like how small companies have really bad marketing. Remember OnePlus, couple months ago, or like sometime last year, when they decided to like have their contest for women to submit selfies.
Oh yeah.
And they were like, hey, ladies, submit selfies. Oh, by the way, no nudes. Right, and the whole female community and tech community was like, you know, why would you even imply that? They were like, I felt like it was harmless on OnePlus' fault, but there's just things that they say and do, and then they had the invite system. You can't buy the phone once you have an invite, you know.
Yeah. Those guys need to get their act together, man.
I mean, actually, at first that marketing scheme kind of seemed smart at first, but now that I think about it, it's kind of an inconvenience now that I can't get the phone without having to know someone to get the phone.
Yeah.
So,
it is. You're right. You're definitely right. Dude.
Now, tell me about this rumor that Apple's releasing 3 new phones this year.
So I know Carl's gonna be so excited because he loves Apple phones. So
surprisingly, no.
Really?
Yeah. To me, honestly, it's probably another gimmick. You know.
Another gimmick. Oh,
yeah.
So
they're always having some type of shenanigans going on with them.
You think so?
Yeah, it's like the 5C, you know. Like, I kind of get why they're doing it, but...
You know what the 5C is, right?
Yeah,
it's a 5. It's cheap. You know, it's a cheap one.
I know. Like I said, I know why they're doing it, but I don't know.
If you want to talk about Apple gimmicks.
Or like the iPhone 4 and the 4S.
You know, the Apple Watch, right? Oh, gosh, yeah.
So $100 for a pocket-sized phone that you already have in your pocket. Okay, let's talk about these 3 phones.
So you can wear it on your wrist.
Yeah, so about these 3 phones, right? Apple's rumored to release 3 phones this year for their iPhone 6 or 6S or iPhone 7, whatever they want to call it this year. I really don't know. This is the first time they ever had more than one phone releasing at once. So, besides last year's 6, but they're planning to release a 4-inch iPhone like the old versions from the 4 to the 5S. They are planning to release another 4.7-inch like the 6, and another 5.5-inch like the 6 Plus. And the 4-inch one is supposed to have a Touch ID sensor, but have a plastic build very similar to the 5C of before. Should we be excited if you're an Apple fan? Is this good news? Is this bad news? Do people want a 4-inch phone anymore? Talk to me, guys. What's going on?
Okay, well, I just want to say something. It's kind of funny. I don't understand why I see so many basketball players with the iPhone 4. It looks like they're holding a Tic Tac in their hands. Like, have you seen these phones? No, that's way too small for me. Oh, and funny they mentioned that, actually. My dad lost his phone, and so it was a Galaxy S5. And he had it pretty new, and so we have to go get a new phone. I was like, you know, Dad, you know how much I hate iPhones, but they are pretty good. I got to give credit where credit is due. If you want simple's the way to go. He was like, aren't those screens really small? I was like,
right?
And so I was like, okay, well, the screens maybe it starts here, then it cuts off here. Or like, that's way too small. I was like, oh, okay, that's my man. Yeah. So that's basically. Okay, I like the screen size for the 6 Plus and the 6, but I can't say that I didn't see that coming.
Really? You saw it? You saw it? Four coming back? 4-inch coming back?
Oh yeah, the larger is always the way to go. There's been so many surveys saying that tablets are now going not out of stock. Like no one's buying huge tablets anymore, and no one's buying the smaller phones anymore. They're all going after the tablets. Right, they're going after the phone tablets.
I'm someone who uses bigger phones. I like big phones.
Bigger's better, am I right, Jovon?
Yeah.
Actually, much more suitable.
If only I wasn't white. If only I wasn't white.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but I mean, I like big phones, but I still feel the need for a tablet anyway. Just as a secondary device for like media consumption, nothing serious. But I feel like this is a bold move by Apple. I do know some people do like the one-hand ability, but I feel like the iPhone 6 being 4.7 is one-handed enough. I don't feel like it's that big of a deal.
I want to go back to the Apple releasing 3 new phones thing. Earlier in the year, CNET, highly credible source, CNET said Apple patent could lead to a truly flexible iPhone. Do you think this could
would be cool?
3? Yeah, but see, it's nothing new. Of course, this is Apple always arriving late to the party, but but do you think this could be one of those 3 phones they release?
No, not this year. Not this year.
Well, this was back in January, and they've already patented the design.
Apple patented some whole bunch of crap. Remember Apple patented Sapphire? Everyone's like, oh, my iPhone's gonna be indestructible. It's gonna have Sapphire glass, and they patent Sapphire, and they're like, oh yeah, here's Sapphire on the back of your camera ring. You know what I'm saying? Or they're like, oh, Apple patent DSLR camera modules for your iPhone.
Yeah, that's true.
Come on now, really? Are we really gonna? Come on now. I mean, Apple they're starting to do things differently. And I applaud them for that. They're trying to break out of the whole Steve Jobs mindset of the company should be, X, Y, and Z, and can't be like X,
No, they really are, though.
Yeah,
they're opening up a little bit.
Yeah, they're opening up. They're doing some smart business strategies, but they're not gonna take major risks. They always take safe bet. Like, I don't think that we would have seen an Apple Watch before we saw Android Wear and certain things, because they're not gonna take those type of chances. They'll rather go back into the market and then claim that it's theirs. And then be like, oh, we came up with this because we do it better in X, Y, and Z, And then, that's how they approach business. They're not
Honestly, I feel like if Apple actually took a chance and did something, they'd still be in the lead with that sort of stuff because they have a huge fan base.
I don't know. They have a track record of starting something and not really being that well. For example, right, the Apple Newton. I never get over that. They want to be the first ones with the little gamepad thingy, like this was like in like the 90s, and it was garbage. It never saw the light of day. They also look at the what was it? The Apple iPad 1 or the first generation iPad. It really didn't sell that well. That's for one. And people forget that it was big and clunky and chunky, and other people made some other tablets and they kind of refreshed theirs based off of smaller designs and things like that. So they're not gonna take any big risks. I don't think personally.
All right. Do you want to stay on this topic, or you want to move on a little bit?
Carlo, you got to this?
Nah, I think everything's been said. Let's switch gears.
All right.
Switch gears.
The next one is 4K monitors versus the 2 1080p monitors. Yeah, this is. I'm going to give you my opinion. Honestly, I read somewhere that your eye can only decipher between 300 and 500 pixels per inch, and that's for smartphones. And I think it's a little differently than for TVs, just because of how far away you are.
Yeah, and also the size of the screen also changes.
Yeah. But honestly, if you had like a 4K phone, I couldn't even tell the difference between the 2K, the 2,000 however pixels on the Note 4 versus my S3. I mean, obviously there is a big difference. Just, I can't tell it's huge. You know what I mean? Because once you cram that many pixels together, your eye can only decipher so much.
Right.
What do you think?
I feel like I can tell.
Really?
I can tell. I feel like I don't
care. You
can
tell?
No, I can tell. I mean, when you hold the Nexus 6 and Oneplus 1 side by side, you can tell. I don't care about anything higher than 1080p. And sometimes I don't care about anything higher than 720p, to be honest with you, when it comes to a phone. But when it comes to monitors, I'm someone who.
That's true. That's true. No, TVs are different. Yeah, TVs are. Yeah. I'm talking about smartphones.
Yeah, but
the monitors. Yeah.
And smartphones. Yeah, I can tell. I really can tell also, and I feel like I don't want anything higher than a 2K display because the sacrifices like the battery life and whatnot.
Oh yeah, twice. So much.
Yeah, but I don't think I wouldn't personally want to go back to a 720p display. I like 1080p.
1080p for a phone is perfect, to be honest.
Yeah, I feel like it's a sweet spot for a while. You know, until they figure out battery issues. Then maybe you start moving up, but even then, it's not really necessary. So.
No, I went to Best Buy. I know that's your store, Jovon. Best Buy. Best Buy. They have one of those curved AMOLED Samsung TVs. Huge TV, by the way.
Oh man, those things are crazy.
I gotta get my hats off to Samsung. This thing was really nice.
Oh yeah.
The picture was really good, and the curve may be a gimmick, but that's a gimmick I like, just because it felt more immersive.
It is immersive. Honestly, I feel like curve is the only gimmick for monitors that's not catching on that should catch on. Yeah. Like 3D, garbage. No one needs that. You know what I'm saying? You know, but when it comes to like the actual immersiveness of a 4K display with the curve on it, it matters, and people should really care about this. But until they drop the price, no one's gonna buy it.
Yeah, that was that was the one thing I was like, wow, that's so cool. Then I look at the price tag. Oh
yeah. Oh, it's a mortgage. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna. Yeah, I'm not gonna. You know, put a second mortgage on the house to buy a TV. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Now, when I honestly heard about it at first, I was a little skeptical, only because I thought like if you were at an angle, like the whole screen would just be weird. But I actually got to see one of those up close. Man, those things are amazing.
Yeah, they are.
It's crazy how far we've come. 2015.
That is the truth, man. Because just like a couple years ago, I remember like people were like gagging about 1080p monitors and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
I was still having a box TV back then.
Oh yeah, the CRTs, right? The TV with the big backs. My nephews are hilarious because they're growing up in this age where technology is so advanced.
Yeah, my nephews,
oh my gosh, we have this TV, like this old TV that no one uses, like in like a guest room. And my nephews were like, "What's that thing in the back of the TV? Is it broken?" Like, they're like my negative was like, "The TV's fat. It's been like watching too much TV." I'm like, "What? No, it doesn't work like that." That's funny.
The TV's fat. It's been watching too much TV. Oh man.
Yeah, man. So back to what you were saying earlier about the monitors, though. 4K versus 280p monitors. I feel like still today, when it comes to normal content, 1080p is the way to go. But
that's mainly what they're airing in anyway.
But with the price of 4K monitors going down, I think as someone, if it's in your budget, depending on the 4K monitor, get it. Get one and replace your two monitors with just one, because with the added amount of pixels. With the added amount of pixels, you can really have a lot of things on the screen, and and it's different. You can have all the things on the screen, and you don't feel like cluttered like a 1080p monitor does, and it brings a lot more real estate. And
see, I don't mean to cut you off, but my only drawback about the 4K monitors is, like, what are you going to use it for? You know what I mean? Are you going to use it for gaming? Are you going to use it for, I guess just
everything?
Yeah, right. I think it's just right. It's like I bought myself. I had everyone know my previous setup. I had two 2K displays. I had a 1440, a 2560 by 1440 resolution monitors on both sides. Right. I had two HP ones. And I was like, this is really cool. I liked it. But then I decided to go with one 4K display. Just to kind of have I guess for space, because I want to have more space to do other things on my desk, and I don't miss them. I don't miss them. I do feel like you have to have the hardware to back up 4K.
Yeah.
Like I have a really good GPU. So I don't. It doesn't really bother me. I can play games not natively yet. Some games I can play natively, but not most of my games I still can't play natively at 4K and have it playable. But there's some things you look into when it comes to 4K monitors, like G-Sync, for instance. G-Sync does have the ability for NVIDIA cards and 4K monitors to play fluid without having any tearing in there. And also, You also want to look at like refresh rates. You want anything over 30. You don't want to have anything at 30 hertz refresh rates at 4K because it's going to look like crap, you know, like lags and laggy and stuff. I seen like the Dell when I wanted to buy the first one. I looked at the reviews for that, and it was just atrocious. Everyone was like, you know, the mouse lags. You know, whenever you have mouse lag, stay away. You know, so I mean, it all depends on the type of monitor. But if you aren't in the market for 4K, but you just want a really good display at a really good price, 1080p monitors is still okay, and it's better for gaming.
Yeah. All right. You want to go into the Steam sales?
Let's see if anyone else has anything else to add to the monitors. Actually, I have a comment here, real quick before we add on, from my good buddy Nate. And shout out to Nate Smith. He's taking his woman out tonight to see Fast 7. He's a good man. He's a good man. You know that?
I need to go see that.
Yeah, right? It's going to be crazy. I need to see that also. My girl's not going to see it anytime soon. Yeah, right? Yo, hey, team cheap, yo, let's go. He actually said there's a lot of things that were no major difference, even in TVs for 1080p. What really matters is the refresh rates, not the pixel resolution.
Yeah, he was saying, I gotta agree with that.
Yeah, and you know what? He does make a good point, and Nate, I agree with you. You know, I do feel like people underestimate how important refresh rates are over pixel quality. Like if you, like I said, buying a 60 hertz 4K monitor compared to a 240 hertz 1080p TV or monitor,
I would go with 1080p.
I'll go 1080p at 440 hertz because
it's
a more lifelike picture.
Yeah. The reason I agree with that is because I was in the market for buying my own TV. It was Vizio, Samsung, all those smart HD TVs, and I was looking at them. This was at the time I didn't know what refresh rate was. Okay, so give me some credit. And so I'm looking, and I'm like, that one looks different than this one. What's so different about it? And then I watch it, and I'm like, there's less motion blur in this one.
Yeah.
And smooth.
Yeah, it's more smooth. Instead of having the action look like this, it was more like this the entire time. You're able to see the detail.
Sometimes, all right, who has ever walked into a Best Buy and seen it, or during the time of the Avengers first came out on like DVD, who walked into a Best Buy and see Avengers on a 200 or a 480 hertz TV? It looked so realistic that it looked faked. It was ridiculous. Like
400 hertz TV.
It was a 480 hertz Samsung TV, right?
That even exists? I've never seen that before.
It's not that uncommon. Cost wise, it's like $1,000, but you know, not that bad. But it's 1080p, right? But even though you can see the string off of like certain elements, like within the background, and it's so bad you can see the difference between the CGI and the real life like green screen. Like it's like so. I feel like it's great to have, but it comes down to the same thing as 4K. It's content that supports it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If you have a Blu-ray player that supports a refresh rate, you have to have really good cables. A lot of people don't spend money on cables. I seen people walk into a store, buy a $2,000 TV, a $500 media device, whether it's a computer or a Blu-ray player or whatever, and then buy like a $10 HDMI cable, and then complains that things don't look smooth. You know what I'm saying?
Does the cable really matter in that?
Oh yes. Even in 4K, especially in 4K, let's say you buy like a 1.2 refresh bit HDMI or DisplayPort, right? It won't look as good as like a 1.4, and you can see that there's a little bit of lag in between the connection between the content coming from the receiver, coming from the TV. There does matter, and the quality of having gold plates versus silver plates and things like that. These things really do matter. They really do matter.
All right, so why don't we go ahead and move on to that Steam sale?
Steam sales. Steam. Talk about some gaming, guys. What is that? Gaming. So, Steam sale. Let's see what's happening in Steam this week.
Got a couple Castlevania games. Got Grid. Grid. Yeah. Ooh. It's not too bad. $13 for Grid. That's not bad at all.
Yo, it's a Lego sale this week. Oh, yeah, it's Lego sales. You can get Lego Batman, Lego the movie video game, Lego the Hobbit, Lego
Jovon.
superheroes,
Jovon.
Lego Harry Potter. Yeah. Sorry. I am tripping today. Oh my gosh.
Fooled for all these years. I could have sworn you were this big tough guy, you know.
Oh no.
All of a sudden,
no.
Legos.
First of all, if you don't play Lego games, you're not gaming. I'm telling you right now. If all you do is Call of Duty, you're not a gamer. You're just a Call of Duty fanboy. You know what I'm saying? Because gaming is Legos. I'm telling you. I grew up on it. You know, as a child.
I played Lego Star Wars, and that was the last Legos game I played.
But wasn't it fun? Was it fun?
It was alright. It was just, I don't know.
All right.
Weird.
Oh my man, you're an Apple guy. Your opinion doesn't matter. No, but seriously, dude. Like seriously, like they have Lego The Hobbit, Lego Batman 2, Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter 1 through 7, and they have. First of all, have you ever played any Lego games lately? Because I played the Avengers one, and it is not for kids. Let me tell you, it is not for kids. That game is targeted for adults. You have the trilogy. So you can get 4 Lego games, trilogy sets, for like $16, or you can get any individual game for $4.99 through Steam. So if you have a Steam account and you want to get some great Lego games at great prices, hop over to Steam and get some Lego games, man. And if you don't have any at all, I recommend getting Lego. Get Lego Hobbits. And then get Lego Lord of the Rings, or get Lego Lord of the Rings and Lego Batman. Those are really good ones, if you haven't had any of those.
You know what one game did catch my eye was that game Death.
Death what?
Like this, that's what it's called. It's about sharks and stuff. I saw a playthrough about it. It's actually pretty
Death.
fun.
Oh,
Yeah.
You mean the one that what's it doing?
Death.
Modern War Negra, the one that one.
Yeah.
Where it's like you're like one person
You're
plays
a diver
shark.
or you're a shark. Yeah. No,
Yeah,
that game is pretty cool.
Yeah, it has a 91 Steam rating, and that game is on sale.
Oh, that shark game.
Yeah, it's actually not that bad. And it's
yeah, I might mess around and go get it.
Yeah, man, and it works for iOS as well. So, and this one is
$12.
$12.50. That's a steal. That's 50% off. That's a steal.
Yeah,
that is a steal. Oh my gosh, man. There's some fun games out here, dude. This is some really fun games. I'm actually gonna post on Google Plus real quick on my homies on Google Plus some of these Steam sales, because this is actually really cool. This is really good news.
Since we're on the topic of games, what do you think the best shooter in 2015 is?
Oh man.
Oh, man, at the same time. Is it really that big of a deal?
The best shooter? That's hard.
There's not too many that stand out in my opinion.
Exactly.
Call of Duty.
This year?
Yeah, right. Yeah, Battlefield.
No, Call of Duty, no.
Yeah, Battlefield. Okay, so how about between these two? Tom Clancy's or Battlefield?
Oh no, the new Tom Clancy game.
Yeah, Tom Clancy. Oh wait, no.
Yeah,
no,
Hardline.
No.
Hardline is
Battlefield was great, but
Hardline is just cops and robbers.
Let's not. Yeah. I know it's cliche, but let's not sleep. Let's not sleep on Call of Duty Advanced Warfare.
No, I will sleep on it all day.
Really?
Yes,
like that,
I hate it. I hate the futuristic. And I think a lot of people agree with me too, because I like read the comments and stuff like that. People just hate the whole futuristic thing. People want to go back to that, that modern era. I don't know. That's just my personal reference and what I've been reading.
Honestly, I completely disagree with my colleague here, but I like the future idea. Just the way that they incorporated it and the way they made it featured into the gameplay really sucks. Like for example, with the whole jetpack thing, or I think they had teleportation in there. Did they have teleportation in there?
Oh
no.
Yeah. There's a game mode where it's kind of like a sports.
Okay, well, this goes along with
it's called Blitz.
Okay.
Blitz.
But go take Advanced Modern Warfare for example. Not Advanced Modern Warfare. Modern Warfare 2, for example. How you can take like a 6-foot-long sniper rifle that weighs 200 pounds, and has a 50 caliber bullet, and they spin around 3 times, and then don't even look at the scope and shoot you halfway.
That's the best, man.
That sort of gameplay is what messes it up. If you made the jetpack more realistic and you don't just jump across the building and all of a sudden you turn around and throwing knife and kill the guy. That would have made it more fun, yeah, but not as realistic if that's what they're going for. That's why I feel like Battlefield really incorporates movements of the body better and physics.
And see, I recently got into Battlefield 4, and man, way better than any Call of Duty game, in my opinion. It's actually takes skill to snipe everything.
Yeah, the skill level is definitely, there's a huge skill level between.
Like a learning gap, yeah.
Yeah, there's a skill level. And I appreciate it. I do appreciate it, though. I do appreciate having games that allow you to feel like you have to be good to play the game. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just having a game where you're able to just jump right in and, start no-scoping people, with no type of trading or anything.
You know what game I'm actually looking forward to is Battlefront.
Battlefront? Oh, the Star Wars game. Yes.
That's coming out. That's going to be crazy.
That's good. You know what? I haven't played Battlefront since the original Xbox.
Yeah, same.
PS2.
Same.
PS2? Yeah, man. But you know what, though? That was a great game on every level.
Yeah.
That was like just perfect. Like, having to pick the classes and and the cool thing about this game is that a lot of people didn't know is that as more you played, the game generally got harder. Like that level, like it wasn't like Stormtroopers was, have a Stormtrooper type of aim, and then like somewhat down the road when you're like 15 minutes deep in the game after killing a couple bosses or generals, whatever, you're like, oh snap, they're actually hitting me and they're accurate and everything's like really harder, and it makes the game like you can tell, you can sense the sense of urgency from the enemy team. The better you play it. I just hope that Disney's spin or influence on it doesn't
mess it up.
Not mess it up, but make it too non-nostalgic. I'm gonna have that same nostalgia factor of playing it, and I don't want it to be like so different that it's just not Star Wars Battlefront.
You know what new game they do need to make is Star Wars Republic Commando. That first-person shooter. Oh, you gotta play it.
Is it good?
Like you're a stormtrooper, but it's like first person, and it's really good.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta try that out. That sounds good.
But I am looking forward to that Rainbow Six Siege. That's gonna be a good game.
Okay.
All right.
So, I guess let's move on. Let's move on to the hot news of the day. We had a chime here. I like that one. That was a little whack. All right.
Oh shoot! I thought it was my doorbell. That's what it sounds like.
All right. How about this? We hit it 60 minutes now. This is Jovon Leblanc. We're about to bring to you guys Nintendo news. And this is 60 minutes. Minus like 50 minutes.
I see all our viewers going.
All right. So Nintendo. This is like last week's news. This will show you how long we've been off the podcast. But this is last week's news. Nintendo decided to team up with a Japanese company named DNA to make smartphone games for mobile. Now, Grant, before we get into this, didn't we talk about this like 5 months ago or like a couple months ago? Like one of our first podcasts about like Nintendo coming what if they were to make a push in the smartphone industry?
This is smart.
Yeah.
With all the hardware and the phones that are getting tons and tons better. I mean, way better than what the actual devices like the DS were. We're talking about 4 gigs of RAM here. We're talking huge, nice processors, big graphics cards. This is the way to work.
I'm running an emulator now on my phone, and that thing runs so smooth.
Yeah, it plays almost better than the actual DSSL. So kudos to Samsung. I'm going to give Samsung a round of applause. That's right.
Wait, Samsung.
Sorry, did I say Samsung?
Yeah. I was like, wait a minute.
Oh, man.
This is Nintendo.
Oh, wow.
Jovon, I'm going to take that button.
Oh, man. Oh, no, but seriously, kudos to Nintendo for doing a smart business strategy, because they cannot compete with the mobile industry when it comes to the DS. And I don't know how well the DS is selling now. Last time I checked,
it's Nintendo.
It was still pushing over 1 million units, but if they want to get their games in the hands of many other people, this was a very smart move to do. And I'm actually excited to see what type of games, because if you look at DNA as a company now, the type of games that they put out aren't really that Like they're very much cell phone games. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I want to see if they're actually gonna make. I don't want to see Pokemon Pinball. You know what I'm saying? For like $12. I want to see like real game. I want to see Mario Kart. I want to see Super Smash. I want to see real Pokemon. I want to see what else? What Nintendo games? I want to see like Sonic versus Mario. Like, you know what I'm saying? I want to see some Zelda. Imagine
Pokemon
playing
Stadium.
Zelda. Yeah, Pokemon Stadium on like your cell phone or tablet. And I really pray that they, you know, when they push these games out, that they take their time, make things smooth, so it'll run on every device. I also I'm concerned about the pricing scheme because I don't want them to undercut a game to make it price competitive against other mobile games. I would rather them put a $30 price tag on a game like it would a normal DS game and have it be a really good game.
Yep.
Because I would spend $30 for a game that I would normally spend if I had a DS, compared to having a game that's $7 or $3 or free and have a whole bunch of in-app purchases and things like that. And, you know.
I was going to say something, but I totally lost my train of thought. Okay, that's acceptable. That was did you see it coming on my face? I was just like,
I did.
All right.
I'm gonna help you out here. So, how do you guys feel about this Nintendo move from a gaming perspective, not from a tech side perspective, but a gaming perspective as a gamer? Whether you're heavy or a neutral gamer, how does this impact your decisions to buy games from now on, knowing that Nintendo's about to make a serious push in mobile?
Yeah, it does.
I think it's a no-brainer. Like, not everybody's going to go out and buy a Nintendo DS or, you know, one of their handheld.
Yeah, those times are over.
You know, everybody's going to have a phone. It makes sense.
Now, if you're, let's say that you're a parent, a young parent or an older parent, and you know you have a child or a grandchild, and you want them to have a Nintendo game. Do you buy them a cell phone now and open them up to the world of what the cell phone can do, or do you still buy them a DS?
Well, the capabilities. Oh, right, we're not going in tech, but I mean, let me say with the capabilities we have now, they're way better than the DS. You might as well just take advantage of it.
You think so?
Yeah.
Do you think giving children cell?
Yeah. So from a gaming perspective, how do you get more gamers to play your game? Look at what all the platforms they're using. Are they playing DS, Xbox, cell phone? You know how everyone has a cell phone. And since the cell phones are getting better now, take your game and incorporate it into the cell phone industry. There are way more people that have a cell phone than they do an Xbox, PS4, and all that.
But I'm not talking about every other people. We're talking about children, because Nintendo's main audience is still children. I mean, they aim for older guys.
Yeah. But have you seen this generation? I swear I have seen at least 10 3-year-olds with an iPhone already in their hands playing some sort of.
Oh man, I wish I had it like that.
See, I
now this generation they're handing phones to everybody.
Yeah.
Even as a tech, mainly because my girlfriend, she did this study a couple years ago. I don't want to scare anyone off, but she did a study last year for a master's paper, and she was conducting over how children brains are affected by how much time they spend in front of a screen of any sort, not just a cell phone or a tablet, but like any type of screen, computer screen, TV screen, whatever, right? And I really, really am concerned about this move when it comes to children, because I don't want to see too many kids, having the negative side effects that a screen brings. Not to mention, a cell phone is a very responsible type of device. You know what I'm saying? Like, you give a child a cell phone not just for the price factor, but being exposed to the internet as a child, compared to something more locked down and child protected like a DS. It's I don't know, man. This is something.
It comes down to the parent, to be honest. At the end of the day, if they feel like their kid can handle it, then that's on them.
I mean, this goes more about parenting, kind of getting a little bit off subject, but as long as we're going to be talking about parenting issues, I'm one of those guys where if you're paying for your own stuff and you are truly independent, then you deserve it. But if these guys are just handing him the phone, like, this is my phone, I won't be handing this to my kid. I'll be like, get a job. You know, they're 1 years old, you know, but still, I wouldn't be. Yeah, okay, I can see both arguments here, but that's just not the way I'd raise my kid, you know. If you want an iPhone and you're like maybe 10 something, you know, get an allowance, or maybe you can go mow the lawn and I'll give you some money. You learn the value of the money, and then you can buy the iPhone and all that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. Well
Do you guys
said.
want to move on to the wearables and the social news?
I kind of want to touch on our miniseries right now. I think it's a good time to do a quick thing on a miniseries. So it is time for the miniseries. You can get a drum roll here.
All right, no more sound effects.
Yeah, I'm gonna abuse this thing so bad. No, but when it comes to our miniseries, I wanted to break it down into segments like I said earlier. So right now we're going to talk about computer versus the console, part 1, and this is about price for games. Now you see earlier, I did this for a reason. You saw earlier that we went over the Steam sales, right? And Steam has some crazy sales for games. If you're in the market looking for a computer or a console, right, to game on, and you factor in the price of games, which would you pick? Carlo, go.
As a console guy, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of sales. You get a lot of deals on Steam, so that's kind of. But it depends on if you want to spend money building a computer. Because I feel like that's the best way if you want to actually, play on a computer. But I don't know.
You know?
Yeah.
So, you're someone.
It can go either way. It can go either way. To be honest.
Do you buy games? Do you buy games at Best Buy? I mean, at Best Buy. Not Best Buy. What's the game place? GameStop? Do you buy games at GameStop still?
Yeah, full price.
Full price? Really? Do they have sales that compete still with Steam?
No,
or no?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Nah.
So as a console gamer, would you be more open to a Steam market type of place for gaming if they had that available?
I mean, I think that's what the PS4 is trying to push with the PSN store.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I mean, I don't know. I can see, like, it's trying to go with the times and doing downloads and stuff like that.
I know Xbox and PlayStation have, like, a monthly game for free or cheaper.
That is true. PSN Plus members get, like, I guess, deals on, like, a game at the top of my head that I'm thinking about is, like, Saints Row.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just, alright, like, I guess, what is it called? AAA titles. Like, you'll see a couple of them on there. And a lot of indie games.
Indie games? All right.
Yeah.
What you, Grant? What is your opinion on this?
No contest. PC, all the way. I mean, I've had the Xbox, I've had the PS2, I've had the DS, you name it. I've had all the sort of portables, I've had consoles. And after a while, I hate having the conversion of having to buy the newer discs, buying the newer console, having to keep up with the Joneses. That's the term, right? Keeping up with the Joneses. Yeah,
yeah,
so you gotta keep buying the stuff. Like now the Xbox One is out, and there's newer stuff for that. The PS4, I hated keeping up with that. But now with the PC and having built my own, finally, which I've always wanted to do, there's no contest. You can buy huge graphics cards. You can buy RAM. Oh my gosh! Like the monitors. There's no comparison, and like in the way you play multiplayer, so different. With I've never. Okay, well, I can't say never, but hardly ever. I've never experienced any lag when I'm playing Recon or Tom Clancy's, whatever. No matter what game I've ever played on here, I've hardly ever run into any lag issues. Nor have I run into the little 4-year-olds who are like, "Well, I see how I got your mom," and
right?
Everyone here is so much more mature, and it's just
definitely the community is much better.
And not to mention that my PC looks awesome. I have this huge LED red fan in there. It's a beast. I can run stuff on the separate windows, so I'm like on Facebook and playing the game at the same time.
Yeah.
You got the cool light up keyboard.
Yeah.
No contest. Not only that, we're talking about the internet. The internet has a huge variety of free, paid for stuff.
Oh yeah, yes.
So you don't find anything like that on Xbox. You got to pay.
Right. So when you say price factors, you mean price really does factor into the game.
Pirate Bay.
Illegal.
But not only that, when you talk about this is another expense for you to pay, like the whole Xbox monthly thing. You got to pay monthly for Xbox Live. I used to do that, but now I'm realizing I'm broke. I can't do that anymore. Yeah. So I have internet paid for by the house. Verizon Fios. I think there's no set limit of how much we actually get, but because of that, I mean, I can game as much as I want. I don't have to worry about having to pay anything out of pocket. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I do my chores and all that stuff, and I help pay for stuff, but I don't have to worry about an extra $10 a month just to play a game.
Yeah, man. My buddy Nate, he's commented again. He said the downside to playing a computers, he said, is that having that physical companion with you, two-player or split-screen games. That is, some people, for some games, you do lose having the split-screen ability or playing on the console, but some games still have it. I know Rayman Legends have it. Trying to a lot of indie games, a lot of all the Lego games you're allowed to play split screen with.
And here's something I did.
Two controllers.
Is you think that you lose the controllers when you go over to PC? It's not true. This is a wireless one, but they have ones where it goes right out to the wire and you just plug it in via USB. Right. I never knew that. I was like, wow, this is great.
I love it. Yeah, exactly. I know a lot of people say mouse and keyboard is the way to go, but I like my controller. So
it depends on what I'm playing.
I cannot do that.
GTA, I don't like playing GTA with the keyboard. That's like the first game I've ever played. I was like, it was a little funky, But having the joystick and playing, that's the way.
Yeah, more comfortable.
Haven't done that yet, but
the one thing I do like about computer gaming is the hacking part, or the mods and all that stuff. Like, see, and that you don't get that kind of,
Oh, quite contraire, my friend.
On mods, I mean, on consoles, or I've never done it, but I know on PC, like I was modding Fallout 3 and stuff like that. I had the time of my life.
Yeah. It is really good.
And that's the one thing with Xbox and the PS4. As long as they have the USB input, there will always be a way to do it.
Yeah.
Now, here's something I've always wondered. Will they ever release a console where it doesn't have any sort of input like that at all?
I don't know.
I think so.
That'd be really hard to hack. I mean, you can always do via CD. You have a hacked CD, but... I
mean, you have to mount something. Something has to happen. Whether you have to replace the hard drive and install a proprietary version with cloud storage, and I don't know. But it can be done. It can be done.
We'll get rid of a lot of the hacking issues. I mean, there's a lot of people...
Well, I'll tell you this. I think the next couple of consoles down the road will be wireless completely. Like, outside for the power, these going to be wireless completely because... You look at, just look at how Apple and a lot of companies and Google are removing ports left and right from devices, and things are now
port C,
everything's going to Type C, USB, and Bluetooth, wireless, and Wi-Fi direct, and it's only a matter of time. The consoles will start having nothing ports
from the cloud.
I know, right?
And I'm not crazy about the cloud.
Imagine playing a game where all of your games, a console, all of your games are on the cloud. I think that's going to be the next big thing.
Bye-bye, GameStop.
Yeah, I mean, right? Oh, yeah. Companies like GameStop are done. They'll be done.
GameStop
they're going to be selling PC games. They're going to be selling, like, the PC games with, like, product keys and stuff. Trading your product key.
Oh, my God.
Did you want to stay on this topic, or you want to go ahead and move on?
I think that's enough for this time. We'll keep the viewers interested for next time. So next time, guys, check us out again for the next podcast. It'll be episode 3, and we will do more of the mini-series, Computers versus Gaming Consoles. So let's move on. Take me away, Grant.
All right, social news. Fitness wearables, will they ever make it to the pro sports? Do you think? Like something like the iWatch, the flexible wrist, the flexible straps they have. You think you'll ever see that in... Maybe golf.
Golf.
I can see that.
I can see that. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I can't see that in golf. I can see Tiger Woods with a $10,000 iWatch or a $12,000 iWatch. Be like, Siri, what's the wind speed?
24 karat gold.
I know, right? And Siri gives him incorrect wind speed. He makes the putt and he misses.
Tiger Woods using the iWatch.
He's done too.
Hey Siri, call my girlfriend.
Yo, no.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That's
Yeah,
right there.
I can't see that in the NFL or anything. Because, if you have the football, you're running, you tackle somebody.
You break your watch,
dude,
right?
my watch,
Or like a G-Shock type of eye watch if they,
Even that, I think they would consider that more of like a safety hazard because it might grab onto your wrist with something.
I feel like maybe not the way that we think. I feel like wearables maybe like in the terms of like putting the same technology. Yeah, remember if you've been putting that same technology in your helmet, you know what I'm saying, to track like certain things, or maybe like wearables like you have like an ankle bracelet that can keep track of your speed and things like that. I don't know. I mean, that seems like that seems not too far.
At first, if people start doing it, they'll probably get fined. But I think the bigger companies like Nike, Apple, they'll probably pay.
Yeah, they'll pay for it.
Just like Nike did to Michael Jordan when he was wearing, some type of,
Hey, check out this comment here. One of the commenters said, "Google Glass on quarterbacks." Wouldn't that be awesome?
Google visors.
That's actually what somebody I was considering was the visor. You ever seen LaDainian Tomlinson, how he had that drop-down black visor?
Yeah.
Can you imagine something like Tony Stark image like that?
Oh my God, that'd be crazy. Like, juke left.
Yeah, right. Juke right. That'd be dope.
Run.
I feel like they might argue safety hazard because what if they get head-to-head contact, the thing starts electrocuting LaDainian Tomlinson?
Yeah, right. I'm sure that'll probably go into like years of testing. Because if you're an NFL player, you're done for life. You know what I'm saying?
Here's something I could say. Yeah, we're going back to the flexible screens. These things are tough. Mm-hmm. I mean, they took a nail and a hammer and they nailed it like that, and then nothing happened. Well, imagine you putting that on your jersey.
Okay, the changing your numbers on the fly.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. You attach a couple of cameras on it, and you have all size. You're invisible, man.
That's like a death sport. I don't know if we're gonna watch that. It's like a real life Crisis 3. I don't know how that's gonna work out. Is there any other sports that can use? I guess basketball can take advantage of it.
No, that's what I was thinking of, like a Nike Field Band type of
I think
watch for basketball.
I feel like a Fitbit's appropriate when you're playing basketball. I don't know, right? I mean, I would
say swimming just because they argue that would just probably slow them down. That's why they shave all their head. They shave all the hair off their body.
That is true.
Not swimming.
Maybe like a sports what is it? A sports man thong when you're swimming or something? I don't know.
Sports man thong.
Hey,
a banana hammock.
A banana hammock, right? Right? We'll have it'll be a sports version. It'll be a smart version.
How about tennis? How about tennis?
Tennis?
Yeah.
You can put technology in the rackets.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Right, velocity, impacts. I don't know. You can have.
I mean, aren't they doing that for shoulder pads in the NFL? Like track how long you run, and where you run, so they can kind of.
I think NFL has the wearables now. I think it keeps track of the some type of sports science behind it that levels the impact by pound, like how hard you get hit, times the force.
Some helmets do that too. Yeah. Because of the whole concussion thing.
I like that. I do like the helmets that track your concussion thing and see if you get too much head injuries or too much head trauma, because trying to keep the game safe. You know what I'm saying? You want to make sure the
one guy that needs it is Wes Welker, man. He needs that.
And RG3, man. This guy is getting injured. He needs one for his knee, for his whole leg. He needs like a smart pants. Keeps track of all of his knees and bruised hips and broken fingernails and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So, social news. What else do we have here? Oh, so which movies? So actually, before I even get into that, I want to rephrase this because. Back in December, a lot of people don't talk about it, but this is a big deal. Back in December, there was a movie with Seth Rogen and what's the other guy, the Green Goblin dude? What's his name?
Interview.
James Franco, right?
Yeah, the Interview.
Interview. There were things that happened with Sony, whatever, and it went straight to iTunes and Google Play, and everyone was like, oh, that only happened because of all the threats and stuff that happened back in that's mustache. But all the threats that happened, back in who was that company, or wherever that company or
Sony.
terrorists. Who was the terrorist that was threatening them? Who was it again? Was it anonymous?
South Korea.
North Korea.
North Korea. North Korea. Yeah.
Oh, it's not North Korea.
Yeah. Kim Jong-un was like, yeah, like it. So, he did that, and everyone was like, oh, that only makes sense. But now I've seen movies lately that are going straight to Google Plus and iTunes that are theater movies at the same time. Are we going to start experiencing a death of the theater? Are we no longer going to go to the cinema to watch movies? This is kind of a big deal because this is a huge industry. The movie industry is a huge industry. It's $1 billion industry. This is huge.
I mean, with the internet, a lot of businesses like that are going down. They cut the middleman, like movie theaters. Like I said earlier, Blockbuster, GameStop.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like with the internet now, it's just more convenient for the customer, I guess.
I've actually thought about that a while ago. Just because, what would influence me to go to the theater, pay $20 for a ticket, find a seat, listen to some baby scream the entire movie, and then just hopefully find a good spot. When I could go home, look at my huge, beautiful TV, pause it when I want, go get some corn, whatever, and I think it's more about the popcorn. No, I didn't say. No way. So I think it's more about you only go if you want the atmosphere, and of course the huge TV. But other than that, that's gray area. I mean, let's take for example, you got your bay here. Are you want to go to the theater or you want to watch the movie at home? You know what I mean? So
Right.
it's a touchy field. I think we're gonna stay around for a while, but that's mainly because of the atmosphere, not because of the actual movie itself. Thoughts, comments?
I think movie theaters are now stepping up, to compete with that. Like there's a movie theater like around my area that they have recliner seats.
That's nice.
Yeah. I've been
just kind of like, I guess they're just doing what they can to keep up, selling better.
I feel like it's the ambiance of the movie theater. Depending on the movie theater, you know what I'm saying, and also depending on the demographic of the movie theater. But I feel like there's something about a theater that screams exclusive. Like, why do people still wait in lines for the Apple stuff, right? We can order online and have it shipped to your doorstep on that same day. There's something about physically being there waiting for at 12 o'clock on Thursday nights to watch something. I feel like that's something that until digital movie releases can do something to emulate this big,
theater
ritual behind it. Yeah, that theater
ritual
experience. Also, not to mention, not everyone has a 5.1, 7.1 surround sound, big screen TV. You know what I'm saying?
Can you imagine someone? I bet you $10. Hold this to my word. Someone in the future is going to take something like an Oculus, and they're going to program it to seem like you're in a movie theater.
I mean,
stuff, man.
Oh gosh. You look to your left, you can see your date there, but you look to your right, you can see your popcorn, and some guy next to you picking his nose.
Just pretending to eat.
That's like so lonely. But that's like well, if your life gets to that, kill yourself. I don't know. like if you have to watch Oculus Rift, have a date, seek help. Oh yeah. So don't kill yourself. Seek help. And then if this help doesn't work, then you can, whatever. But,
we're not going to tell you what to do.
We're not going to tell you what to do. I know, right? Someone calls you up, like, oh, Chiltech, you guys killed my family member. Like, sorry, yeah. My bad. I didn't even listen. If that happens, at least people know we're watching our podcast. So that's good. No, but I think this is a big deal, and I got to this also. Price is another factor that goes into the movie industry.
Yep.
You're buying 2 tickets nowadays. Who goes to the movie by themselves? Like, let's be real. No one. I mean, if you look to the movie by yourself, I'm sorry.
Don't kill yourself, but
don't kill yourself with that. Find somebody and go with someone else to change the experience completely. But if you go by yourself, I'm sorry. But most people don't go by themselves. And you're spending $21 on a movie that you're going to experience one time. Now you can spend $12, $19 for a movie you can experience forever. That's something I consider. My lady and I, we don't really do that. We don't really go to movies too often unless it's like a particular movie, like Lord of the Rings, Hobbits, Star Wars, you know, the Avengers stuff, you know, yeah, we're gonna be there. We want that experience. We want that IMAX experience. But everything else, you know, we're gonna buy it legally because we don't download illegal movies.
Who knows? Movie theaters might step up their game.
You said what?
I said movie theaters might step up their game, like get 4K, big, giant screens.
You know, Regal is 4K, right?
I did not know that.
Yeah, the Theater 1 and 7, or 1 and 8, I can't remember which one it is, but those ones were like the vibrating reclining seats. Those are the same ones that have the, what's it called, the 4K display. I was like, what? Like, that's so dope, son.
Is it a projector or is it an actual screen?
It's a 4K projector, or so I guess it's
I'm talking about a screen. Like,
okay.
That's been a long time till they produce something that big.
Yeah, I mean...
Now, see, that's something that might have an advantage over, is the huge 4K actual TV, not a projector. When you get to a projector level, you have all the things in the air that get in the way. And
those spackles, whatever.
And over time, like, since the light travels in a straight line and particle and being a wave at the same time, they tend to spread out, and that's why projectors look so... like whatever the color is behind that projector. If it's white, the picture's going to look a little bit more white just because the light is dispersed and there's more white behind it. So it'll just overcome looking like white. But if they actually got a huge TV in there, an actual TV, not a projector, and they got it and it's 4K, and it's like, oh geez, I don't know, 40 feet big, you know, something huge, and that would be a determining factor. I'd want to see, like, wow, I want to see the Avengers on a 40 4K display. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that'd be good.
Or have something like the seats shake to like certain parts of the movie.
I just had a good idea.
Yeah, see, they have that now. They have that now at Regal.
Here's what they should.
Yeah, they have like little vibrations like when things happen. It's like,
ooh, Jovon, we've got a business plan, man. We're going to create our movie.
All right, cut this podcast.
I know, right? Some guys are taking notes like,
We're going to have no screen in our movie theater. And you're thinking, wait, what? You know, no screen. And so we sit everyone down. You know what they do? They put on the Oculus Rift.
Oh my God!
But here, hold on. They produce the movie in such a way they're actually in the Oculus Rift movie, and so like everything will be 3D. It's coming out at you. These are actual 3D glasses.
And then you're gonna have that one person that forgets that they're in virtual reality and does something stupid like on that South Park episode. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
in there too long.
Yeah, right. You're stuck in virtual reality, and you don't know who you are. You end up killing somebody or killing yourself. It's horrible.
Right, remember, we're not telling you to kill yourself. Yeah.
Right. Just like do not by no way endorse condone or endorse killing yourself.
Violence. Yeah.
Seek. If you're having these thoughts, please seek medical help. Because it is a great condition, and we love you. All right. Yeah.
You just call me a thought.
What?
Yeah, I could have sworn he just.
Oh man!
You try to love blow me like that.
Oh man, I think it's about that time, dude. I think it is about that time.
We're tired.
Yeah, it's about that time. Hey, but look, man, this has been a blast, and I can't wait for the next episode. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
Yep.
So let me check real quick, see if there's any more comments that I happen to miss. If so,
Wrap it up, B.
Wrap it up, man. Wrapping it up. Actually, no. We read all the comments. Oh, sorry. I am sorry. There was one more comment. And it was referring earlier to what we were talking about with the Nintendo business plan. A lot of parents wants to be in contact with their children all the time. So a cell phone allows that. But I also agree that a good business decision would be to make smartphones that you can insert games to, like Nintendo.
Like the N-Gage?
Yo! Hey, Nate, yeah, you hit, I think we need to have Nate in the show one day, man, because he's hitting some serious ones, dude. That's a really good way to look at it.
Put that in the next podcast.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, can you imagine, though, a Nintendo DS, like, smartphone for kids that's, like, locked down?
Well, okay, hold on. I think I can end this whole thing right here. It already has a hardware input. All they have to do now is make an adapter for the actual DS game, whatever it is.
I know, but I'm talking about a Nintendo smartphone that is catered towards children without any of the things that you make kids,
Well, I mean, you do have parental controls over phones.
To a point, I know. Android does. Samsung has kids mode, and Some Android phones have that. I don't know what iPhone's doing with their parental control stuff.
Yeah, but just keep in mind that's another device for someone to buy instead of just using the smartphone itself.
True.
But I think we should wrap this up and talk about.
Yeah, we'll talk about next time. We'll bring that. So next time we'll bring that in for next episode.
Yeah, we'll be here by midnight if we're not done now.
Yeah, no joke, dude. So Chill Tech is on Twitter, guys. So if you want to see what we're doing throughout the week, if you want to see what we're posting, because I'm into the Twitter game, and I'm just going to be truth. I run the Twitter show, and I'm not good at it. So until someone else takes it over, yeah, man, this is what we do. So I want to say follow us on Twitter at Chill Tech Studio, and if you follow, we'll follow you back. Yeah. And Carlo, where can people find you at, dude?
You guys can find me at CarloNav_ or on Instagram at Carlo2331. Just send me a friend request, man. Can't wait to chat with you guys.
All right, and the producer himself, Grant, what's up, dude? Where can people find you at, man?
Grant the Fox everywhere. Grant the Fox Twitter, Grant the Fox Instagram, Grant the Fox Vine. I make funny puns. Grant the Fox. Everything I have is Grant the Fox. Easy to remember.
Yeah, that is easy to remember, guys. So don't forget, if you want to check us out for more gadgets, podcast reviews, gaming reviews, what else we have? We have
OUTTA THIS sports.
Sports. We may incorporate some sports into our tech channel if it's tech related, and don't forget, big announcements, huge announcements. Save the dates, okay? On April 14th at 10:30 p.m. This is for the adults only. We're having a Geek Out session after dark. All right, not safe for work podcast, and we're about to be on some serious funny stuff. It's gonna be tech related still, but it's gonna be a different audience. So if you're older than 18, please no children. If you're older than 18, come check us out. And we're gonna put a explicit code on there, so your YouTube account must say that you're over 18. Also, and you come check us out there next weekend. 2 weeks from now. This will be after episode 5 of the podcast. So, like I said, if you want to check us out for any more gaming reviews, gadgets reviews, podcasts, movies, and etc., feel free to check us out on YouTube. And this has been Chill Tech episode 4 podcast. We love you guys, and we'll see y'all next time. See ya.